I was born in Villa Libertador San Martín, Entre Rios, Argentina, which means Argentina. Born into a wonderful family, mom, dad. I had an older sister, well, have an older sister. My parents migrated to the States when I was very little, and after being here, my parents had another child, my little sister, so the five of us lived there in California, where I grew up. And about high school time, we headed east, where I went to Highland View Academy for high school. During those summers while we lived in Maryland, I had a wonderful experience of working at summer camp. And summer camp was one of those really important experiences for me because it was where I first found the desire to share the love of Jesus. And for me personally, it was something that I really sensed and felt in my heart. And so it was my first real practicing to minister to people. Loved working at summer camp, did it for 10 summers. I'm a summer camp junkie, it's true. Probably the greatest influences in my life up to that point were my parents, my amazing mom and my wonderful father. I was very blessed to be raised Adventist in a happy home, in a home where my parents have always had a love for the church and always showed the need to serve the church. Always my parents were involved in the church. Then in college, I would say my experience there at Washington Adventist University really led me to the desire to become a student missionary. And when I accepted the call to go be a student missionary, I fell in love with teaching and realized that business pre-law, which had been my major and the start of my college degrees, I realized when I came back from being a student missionary, I didn't want to go into law. I really felt the call to teaching. And so I decided to come here to Southern Adventist University. And it was here that a good friend of mine from childhood, Dr. Cluzet, said, "Alex, what is it you want to teach?" And after such a wonderful and challenging experience as a student missionary, the passion of my heart was Jesus Christ, that He loves me and that I'm His child. And he said, "Alex, that's what you need to teach." And so I enrolled in the theology program at Southern and finished business and theology at Southern. And the Lord has continued to open doors throughout. I think of even while I was at Southern, one of my friends asked me to speak for Week of Prayer. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And it was after I spoke for Week of Prayer, I remember very clearly, LeClaire Litchfield came up to me and he said, "Oh my goodness, you should be a preacher. Oh my goodness, you should have done an altar call." And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know about that. I was overwhelmed by the response of the students and even adults. And throughout my life, I've just been blessed with key people. I did go into teaching, taught for 10 years in Atlanta and then in Forest Lake, worked as a chaplain and teacher at Forest Lake Academy. And then when we got called to Loma Linda, I was teaching there for a couple years and was called into pastoral ministry. And when we got called to Azure Hills for me to be an associate pastor for young adults, I thought, wow, I really don't know what I'm doing here, Lord. Please guide me. I don't know how to do this or what to do. I've been trained to teach Bible and I've been doing that, and I think I figured out how to do that somewhat, but the Lord opened this door and has just provided me with great, amazing mentors there at Azure Hills. Everywhere that I have been placed, I have had amazing mentors and colleagues. Then we got called here to Collegedale Community Church, and once again, the Lord has just placed me in a beautiful and wonderful church where I have a wonderful mentor in Jerry Arnold, a great colleague, and Tom Hayes. Congratulations, Tom.
Did I expect to marry a pastor? I would say no, but I definitely wanted to marry a godly woman. And I couldn't have found a better person to fit that criteria. I'm very proud. She works very hard, but not just that. As I mentioned before, she has a heart for God. And I think this is opportunity for her to be recognized for that heart that she has. And so again, I'm very proud of her and the work that she does for God.
Maybe perhaps at times I felt a little Jonah-like. I wanted to run because I thought, no, this isn't for a girl, and it certainly isn't for just me. But God had other plans, and I've been so blessed because I think every time we submit to His will, there's a greater blessing than we can hope for. And so I'm blessed to be here.